Hello guys and welcome to yet another episode of What to Pick. This is the video series where I go over a few different starting hands and explain what I would pick and why. And today's video includes 3 starting hands that I discussed on stream a few days ago when I was waiting for an opponent to come back from being AFK. So that's why the intro is in this format today. But let's not wait around any longer and jump into the first starting hand. Have fun. All right. Let's see. Point Luna or Pharmacy Union. Point Luna usually the better corp, obviously, with like just a much better ability and much more reliable ability. Polar Industries, Mohawk, these are not that great. I mean, you could go full heat if you have a good card, like an expensive, good early game card. Then Eccentric Sponsor is a phenomenal prelude. But if you don't, then it's obviously worthless. And Polar Industries is quite good, especially on Tharsis. Put it on 2 cards, or if you need plants, put it here. Or if you need titanium, put it down here. So what do we get here? So not really any card for Eccentric Sponsor. Advertising is a good card if you play it early on. Can give you a lot of MC prod. Sadly, nothing really to follow it up with. You probably don't want to play Comet, just raw dog it in Gen 1. That's not something you want to do. But I'd still keep it, and you could play it as Point Luna just to draw a card and have the ability to get MC Prot later. You have more card draw with Invention Contest and Tech Demo, so you can get yourself out of this relatively bad starting hand. And you can take like Adaption Tech and Penguins and Mangrove to play these powerful point cards sooner. And Comet is also something I would keep. Corporate Stronghold and Hackers are really bad. Wouldn't keep any of them on your starting hand basically ever. And Building Industries is okay as an early game development card, but yeah, you need power for it. We don't have any power, so wouldn't keep that. I think that would be a fine choice here for Point Luna. The 2 preludes give you a lot of heat control, which is good. Also temperature bump in Gen 2, so that's nice. Not a lot of stuff to do early on other than drawing cards, which is fine, but you'd much rather get a little bit of development going for free because you're paying for this card draw, so you're paying extra for hopefully the development cards you draw with them. But you honestly could also go with Pharmacy Union here. Pick the same preludes and basically pick the same starting hand. Why go with Pharmacy Union? Well, because you have 3 science tags on hand, plus the one you draw for free at the start, so you maybe even get a better option. And with 3 science tags, and even this one, if you're lucky, you can immediately flip your corp, which means you get 5 TR for free at the start of the game, and that will help you with your economy tremendously. Also, starting capital with Pharmacy Union is a bit higher. It's not 54 because you lose 8 MC due to your ability immediately, so it's 46, but it's still 10 MC higher than Point Luna. So that's actually a pretty good Pharmacy Union start as well. I'd probably actually prefer Pharmacy Union. You start with 46 MC minus the 21 here. That's 25. That's way more than enough to play Invention Contest, Tech Demo, and Adaption Tech. You just need to hope that your opponent doesn't play any microbe tags in between. Otherwise, you're kind of fucked and you can't flip your corp immediately. But it's not the end of the world if that would happen. But yeah, I think I'd go Pharmacy Union here, not because necessarily it's better. Point Luna, just because it's so much stronger, is probably better than Pharmacy Union here. But Pharmacy Union is a corp I haven't played that often yet, so it's more fun. I'd probably pick that. Robinson or Morningstar? Morningstar, I think, is really fun, but not that great. Robinson is not fun, but better than you think. So let's take that one for now. Atrocious Prelude, Society Support, Polar Industries fine, Active Turbines and Research Network are probably the best here. Playing on Hellas, so Research Network extra good for Rim Settler and Diversifier. Really, really helpful, the wild tag on both of those. And not a great start. No, holy crap, that's really not a great start. What was the other crop? Morningstar. Because Lunar Beam into GHG and Carbonate, or just one of those, at least grants a lot of heat prot, which can be nice. You probably don't need Carbonate. You can go GHG and Lunar Beam. And that way you end up with 8 heat prot and 1 power prot remaining. Probably take fish as well, if you're pushing the heat that fast. The problem with that line is that you lose MC prot. You only get 1 with Research Network. Oh, wait, okay. I guess you can skip Lunar Beam. Because losing MC prot would be atrocious with Robinson. Because if you lose MC prot as Robinson, you have to increase your MC prot first. That's something you never want to do with Robinson. But because we get power prot out of Aquifer Turbines, we can just play these two off of that power prot. Extremophiles, extra good on Hellas because of Eccentric, I think. Pretty good card here. Helps on Tactician, tremendously helps on Generalist. Investment Loan, probably a good keep. And you could also think about Phobos Space Haven. I think I'd do Robinson here. Because this doesn't scream Venus strategy to me. We have 1 Venus tech on hand, but that's not something that relies on or benefits a lot of Venus strategies. Phobos Space Haven for Diversifier seems reasonable. Atmoscoop usually card I like quite much, but relies on a bit of combo potential that we don't yet have. Lake Marineris could be a keep because we have quite a bit of heat prot. And then Lunar Beam is unnecessary with Aquifer Turbines. Aerobrake Demonia Asteroid is atrocious. Bit of a weird start. You could definitely skip the Phobos. Not a great card. As Robinson, it's a bit better because you can play Phobos and then immediately afterwards increase your titanium production, or increase your titanium production Gen 1 to accumulate a bit of titanium, then get Phobos Space Haven down. And the 2 tags are really helpful on Generalist. Not Generalist, Diversifier. So I'd probably go with these 7. Get heat prot down Gen 1. Probably I'd increase my titanium prot. And then go into Phobos Space Haven Gen 2 or 3 with a little bit of that titanium reaccumulated. Extremophiles, Fish, Investment Loan, and Lake is something that you don't need to play early on. So I think it's okay to gamble on Phobos. Just get the heat prot down Gen 1. See what you draw with Research Network. With the Wild Tag, you have a really good shot on Diversifier. And yeah, MSI I think just doesn't have enough combo potential here. So I think Robinson with the ability to increase your production is the best. All right, hand number 3 of this of this what to pick. Poseidon versus Inventrix. Poseidon is a really good corp. Sadly, we have no cards that allow us to put down another colony other than the one we get for free. Somebody did a turn in the game we're in right now. So we need to take a look in a second, but it's not our turn yet. I think Titanium Mine is a no-brainer. Conscription is always a no-brainer. Really good card. Research Network and UNMI Contractor, I think, are the ones we want to keep here. We're playing on Elysium. The Aussie Settlement could be fine to secure a bit of real estate in the middle of the map. There's Pluto in game, so I want to basically try everything I can to get to 3 power prot and trade there. But with Poseidon, I'm at least guaranteed to get a colony there. Spin-off Department is always a good card. Like, compare this to Acquired Company, which grants 3 MC prot for the same price. This grants 2, but you get quite a bit of card draw over the course of a game. I think Spin-off Department is a much stronger card than Acquired Company. Combines card draw with development. Really, really good. With the 2 Earth tags we've got on Research Network and UNOI Contractor, Cartel also is paying off quite soon. Other than that, Corona Extractor is interesting. We'd need 3 more science tags to get this down to get enough power to trade, which I think is worth gambling on. GHG producing bacteria is a science tag that probably comes down too late. Preds, probably not worth the gamble on Elysium. Shuttle's not a good card in the starting hand. Lichen. Plant tags are always great. We have no way to increase the heat. Oh, actually our turn now. I think it's these cards I would keep. Market Manipulation, also not a card I would keep on my starting hand. But I think this start is quite good. We're lacking card draw, but at least we're drawing 4 static cards here with our preludes. We're getting Spin-off Department down, which could draw us cards later down the line. So I think these cards are what I would keep. I would see myself... The only card I would debate over is maybe Lichen. But I think we have enough stuff that we want to get down Gen 1 that I think we don't need to keep it. So yeah, that was hand number 3.